I'm Bianca Janel. I make videos on lifestyle, and today I have a tanning video for you guys. We are right smack in the middle of summer, so I feel like this is the perfect time to go over my tanning routine. I'm gonna go over all the products I use, how I even prep my skin, and I'll give you guys a little tutorial on how I even do it. So if you guys want to see how I get my faux tan, then please keep watching. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we are going over my tanning routine. I am so excited to go over this with you guys. I feel like, to be honest, I'm gonna sit in front with you guys, I feel like I've like 98% perfected it. I mean, honestly, tanning from home is super easy, but sometimes frustrating. You really have to get your own routine down and know how you do it. So I'm gonna share with you guys how I do it. I'm not a professional, but I love the results that I get, so I'm gonna share it with you guys anyways. I feel like first we should go over how I prep my skin. Now that's a very important step of prepping, because you're going to set a base and a foundation for your tan. So I am very particular on how I tan, like how my tanning routine goes. So I'll let you guys into my crazy mind of how I tan. So on Thursday nights, that's when I prep my skin. I will exfoliate, dry brush, and I'll go over those details with you guys right now. I will prep my skin. And then come Friday morning, then that's when I tan. Because if I have something going on, it's usually going to be on the weekend or on Friday evening. So I always want my tan. So I'll go ahead and tan on Friday, and sometimes I'll even continue the tanning process through the weekend. I'll explain it as I go. And then by Monday or Tuesday, I stop tanning, and then on Thursday, again, I go through the same process. I will take it all off by exfoliating, and I start all over again. And that's the secret to my madness. I don't know. Again, to me, it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys as to why I do it like that. So like I said, first, let's go over how I even prep my skin. So if this was a Thursday, I would actually dry brush. So I start dry brushing around like on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I start dry brushing just to start kind of buffing out the tan. I don't go too dark on my tan. As you can see, like this is kind of close to my natural color right now. To me, I just kind of tan to more like enhance my natural color. I don't go too dark. So as it washes off, it doesn't look patchy. Sometimes it does if I've like just gone totally wrong on how I tan, but like I said, I've kind of gotten really good at it, that it kind of just gradually kind of washes off. And I think it's because of the products that I use too. So anyways, the first thing I do is I dry brush. So on Thursday, I'll really go in and really go kind of ham on myself and really dry brush just to really remove any dead skin cells, kind of buff out the tan. So that's the first step. I'll dry brush, and then I'll hop into the shower. Then once I'm in the shower, I go ahead and I exfoliate. I mean, I exfoliate everywhere from head to toe. The one I love using is a Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub. You can see I'm like almost done with it. So with this, like I said, I go ahead and I exfoliate my entire body, just not my face. I use a different exfoliant for that. I'm actually out of it right now. I use the Clinique, I don't know, it's just an exfoliator. I'll link it down below for you guys. That's what I use on my face, but this I use neck to my toes because I do, to me, okay, so actually now that I said that, it's really important to focus on certain areas like your elbows, your knees, around your ankles. Those areas tend to get a little bit more dry. So again, that's kind of really where you really want to buff. And like I said, what you're trying to do is kind of create this even base foundation for the tan. That way your tan goes on very seamless. So I go ahead and I exfoliate, and then I shave. And then at that point, then that's when I feel like my skin is prepped. Now, I use two different tanners. I use a specific tanner on my legs, and then I use a specific tanner on my upper body. Actually three, because then I use a different one for my face. So when it comes to legs, I use the Jergens Natural Glow right here. This is the perfect tanner for my lazy girls. So, you know, I'm a lazy girl. So honestly, this is the perfect tanner for lazy girls. You can do this while in the shower. So what I do is you go ahead, obviously wash your body, and then you turn off the shower. And while you're still wet, then you go ahead and you apply this like a lotion. It literally comes out like a, it literally comes out like a lotion. Sorry, I wanted to rinse that off because I don't want my hands to stain. I already got a little bit of a stain because I was playing around with tanner. Long story. Okay, so like I said, so I only use that on my legs. So I will put it on like a lotion in the shower. I go ahead and I dry the rest of my body off, but I don't dry my legs. I let my legs air dry. So then this is how I make it very seamless. So by the time I step out of the shower, my legs have dried a little bit. But while they're still a little damp, I go ahead again and then buff it in, because I realize that if I don't do that second step of buffing it in, sometimes it can get a little streaky. So I just make sure to go back in, I buff it in, I like rub it all over my feet, because again, you don't want white feet and tan legs. So I will like literally buff it into my feet, my toes, and I just buff it all over my legs. And then make sure you rinse your hands, because if you don't do it in time, sometimes you can get this little mark. This doesn't bug me too much because usually with an exfoliator I can buff it off. I just was lazy, and I'm gonna tan my upper body with you guys right now, so that's why I didn't really want to buff it off yet. But it's really easy to buff off with an exfoliator. So anyways, just make sure you rinse your hands after doing that. And like I said, to me, the best way to apply it is let it air dry a little bit, then go back in, buff it in again, and then rinse your hands, and you're good to go. Now, on my upper body, I use the Lux Unfiltered Hydrating Self Tanning Cream. So there are two reasons why I use this only on my upper body. Okay, so I love the color that this gives all over the body. Before I was using this, I loved this. I was super obsessed with this. I use this on my upper body. So if you really want just an affordable tan, this is the best way to go, because this is maybe $10. I think it's $8, but I think it might be $10. And I use that, you can use that all over your body. I never did it on my face though, so just, I'm not sure about that. And I'm very sensitive as to like what tanner I put on my face. So anyways, you can use that all over your body. I love the color. But I purchased this last year and I love this color too. This is just more like, it brings out more of like the olive tone in my skin. That's probably why I like it. But it's pricey compared to that. Like this bottle right here, I believe is $42. It's not that expensive. But for me to be rubbing it all over my body and legs, I'm like, ooh, I'd rather just save it for my upper body, because I love the color that it gives my upper body. And it's a lotion, and I love that. Also, another great thing about this is it doesn't, well, actually about both of these products, it doesn't have that faux tan set. So every once in a while, I will go to like the tanning salon, and I only get, what is it called? A spray tan. I never go in the beds. Please, if you watch my channel, never go into the beds. I am so proud to say I've never got into a tanning bed, nor will I ever. That is why I faux tan, because I don't want to be in the sun, and I don't want those tanning beds. Those tanning beds are nasty. And anyways, so like I said, every once in a while I will go to the tanning salon to get a spray tan, but that's when I want like an even spray, which is usually for vacation. But at home, I love doing this every week. I can do this on my own time. So anyways, I love this color. And again, this is actually a really great price for the product itself. It's very hydrating. That's another reason why I like this tanner, because I don't get dry. This is very moisturizing, very luxe, very hydrating. So it's worth the price point, but I just saved this for my upper body, to be honest. And I'm actually going to show you guys how I apply this. Actually, okay, so let me change into my tanning dress. Okay, we are in my tanning dress. It's just one of those towels that have like the Velcro. Let me put my hair up. Okay, so now once the hair is up, I'm going to take off any jewelry. So when I'm tanning my upper body, I always have wipes on hand, and I'll show you why. So just take one out for the time being. Now, the way I like to do this is just apply it like a lotion. That's why I honestly love this one. And this color just builds up over the day. That's why I really like this, because it gives such a natural color. So really just work it in. Take your time. I always forget this area. Make sure you get this area. And then go onto your hands and make sure that you get your hands as well. And just take your time and really just buff it in. Now, a tip with the elbow, I kind of go over this last, and I don't go over it as many times as I go over the rest of my arm, because I don't want a dark patch on my elbow, because usually your elbows or your knees or your ankles grab the color the most, so you kind of end up dark there sometimes. So that's why I kind of save that for last, and I don't put that much over that area. So again, just really buff this in. And this color like that's on me right now, it's a little off right now just because the light's coming in, but this color was already 2 days of self tanning. So like I said, it just really depends on what I have going on over the weekend as to how I tan. I like applying self tanner 2 days in a row because I always like the second color. So for the most part, if I have anything going on, it's usually on the weekend. So that's why I will do tanner Thursday, Friday, and that way by the weekend I'm good, or I'm filming or taking content. So that's when the tan is perfect. So that's usually why I have my tanning schedule like this. And then usually like on a Sunday or Monday, if I feel like I need to add a little bit more self tanner, I can. And like I said, this really comes off gradual. That's why I really like this one. The only thing though, which is more my fault, not this product's fault, is that if you're used to wearing like an Apple Watch or a watch, it just kind of wear off the tan. So sometimes like I've like literally had like a band right here because of my Apple Watch. So again, it just really depends on what I have going on over the week, if I really care about that or not. I just kept wearing my Apple band until the next time I tan. So that was my choice. But yeah, so like I said, it's really easy to apply because this is like a lotion. And then you're going to get your chest and your neck. So I just buff it in. And just make sure you get your neck and get it as even as you can. I don't apply this tanner on my face. If I was not wearing this towel, I would like literally go over my breasts with this as well, not the nips, just around it, just so I don't have that like tan line, because I do wear a low cut top every once in a while. So you can bring it down as far as you want. If I know I'm wearing like a bikini that week, then you know I'll even do my stomach and stuff. And then next we are going to tan our face. So for face, I use a Lux Unfiltered product as well. I use the number 12 bronzing drops. I love these. I never, if you guys know on my channel, I never wear tanner on my face. I've never liked to. I just apply a darker foundation or more bronzer. But this one is really beautiful on the skin. Very natural looking. I don't break out. It comes off gradually. It literally checks off all the boxes. And this is, I think, $45, which is great because you get a lot of product in here. So you can put the drops on just as is, but I like mixing it into a moisturizer because then I feel like it goes on a little bit more seamless. So I go ahead and I take a moisturizer. I'm just using the Summer Friday one. And then I add my drops. I use 3 to 4 drops. And then I will mix it all together. And this is what I apply on my face. So again, just make sure you really buff it into your skin. I go a little bit over my ears just like with any excess. And then I'll go back over my tan just so it blends into my tan. And then we are good. So, like I said, keep a wipe on hand, because what I like to do is wipe my hands. I guess I'm not sure about washing your hands. I just feel like if you wash your hands, then it gets like rid of the tan. Like, to me, that method doesn't make sense to me. I just like using a wipe, and I will trace over my hand of just where I don't want tanner. Then I get into like the little crevices, because right here is a really easy way to get like kind of streaky. I take it off. So then once I'm done with the wipe, I will go like this just to blend it all through my fingers. And then I wipe it off, and then I am good. And there you have it. That is the madness to my tanning. Again, I like the color that it brings. It's such a natural color, and it's beautiful for summer. And again, you don't have to be out in the sun or in those tanning beds to get a really pretty tan. I really love these products. This is pretty much all I've been using probably for the past year. The face drops are new. I just recently started using those like the past couple months, which is funny enough because I've actually had those forever. I'm just always so nervous about tanning my face, but I love those drops. Like I said, I've been using them for the last like month or so, and I really like them. They're so good. So that's my tanning routine. In the comments down below, tell me what tanning products you use from home. I'd like to know if you use like a lotion or a mousse. I love these products. Like I said, I've just been obsessed with this routine for the past year. I've really enjoyed it. It's really easy to do from home. Gives you that natural color. So yeah, but I always want to know what everyone else uses, or like how you guys do your tanning routine. I would love to know. And I hope you guys learned a couple of tips and tricks. Again, there's just a little bit of madness in me about this tanning routine, but it works for me and I enjoy it. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.